Warning. You are about to watch a program that is setting the standard for YouTube content. We don't charge for access, we don't sell account reviews, and we don't pass the bill to you. YouTube is free, Discord is free, and that's exactly how it should be. Time to level up.
You're watching pressure, not panic, not chaos, just pressure. Because strength doesn't need to shout to be real. Becoming confident, convinced this space should crack. That numbers and noise will be enough, and the first attacks hit the wall the way they always do. But every unit they send, every strike they commit, it isn't breaking anything, it's feeding it. You can see the moment it sets in, when confidence turns into hesitation. So they push harder, more attacks, more resources, more effort stacked on top of bad math. Fires don't start here, they start on the way out. Because this wall wasn't built for highlights, it was built for endurance. Wave after wave, the result stays the same. Because defense here isn't passive, it's patient. This is what happens when pressure meets structure, when noise meets restraint, when ego meets a wall that doesn't care. Welcome to WWC Live.
What up, my peoples? Welcome into WWC. What's going on? What is going on? Man, it has been quite the day. Let's get down to business first with the community. That's what matters. That's the number one. So let's get out here. Shake some hands. Chicken Charlie, welcome in, buddy. Whole crash, shout out to 1604. 1604. Good old whole crash in here. Woo! Woo's for the children. Welcome in, Woo. It was good to have Australia represented. Chief. Good evening. 2046. God, I love it. I do get a kick out of that, man. I do like to hear those high numbers. Welcome in, buddy. Shout out 2046. Ant. Leader of the North. Shout out to 670 in the house. Cero. My buddy. All right. So we got to bring Cero in too. This show on the road. What up, third? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. So Hero Day today. Coordinates list. That's our show. Our partner coordinate list. We celebrate them for all their help and things that they do for us. So shout out to them. Mike the Sage is under the weather. As much as I joke around with him and kid around, we do miss Mike. Hope he feels better. And we will bring Cero in. And apparently Mr. Mewtwo may be making an appearance as well. So guest heavy tonight, and a lot to get to, by the way. So we have some season 6 stuff we'll go over. I do have some sandboxing from the community. God, I love when the community sandbox, and I just get a kick out of that too. Big fan. So I'm certainly going to share that when we can break away. We're going to go to the bounty hunter. I've been waiting. I didn't have the show last night, so I saved my bounty hunter buying. I promised I would buy out the store again. There were some, shenanigans and doubts about how the bounty hunter stuff works. Can we get enough stuff out of here? Which is actually a perfect time for Mewtwo to come in, because you know how I like to go toe to toe with the old Mewtwo on the spending stuff. So it's always good to get the opposite opinion of myself on some of these things and the shortcomings that somebody like Mewtwo is having, versus what I care about, or to be honest, how I look at the community caring about, for the most part. So anyway, we will buy out the store again to show you the bounty hunter, the differences in there, always good stuff. And want to go into a little bit about the Kim Awakening for those that have not got it yet, or on their way, or are in the middle of it. I just want to talk about a few things. I think, Koala touched on the last time we were on. It was incredibly helpful. I think I'm settled now. I'll probably do a video on the Awakening. I wanted to give it enough time to breathe, to understand kind of the ins and outs of playing around in there, and some of the tips that I've uncovered as we went forward to just do kind of a one-shot exclusive video for the Kim stuff. So I think I'm there at this point. So I can give that. So I'll give a preview of that really tonight, before I do an actual video on it. And yeah, let's get Cero in and start talking. So Cero, you ready to go? Cero out there, ready? Ready to get this show on the road? Because I'm ready. Will, what's up? Will 588. Shout out to 588 and my man Will. I'll tell you, man. Great. I think it was you, Will, wasn't it? Had a great comeback comment in one of the videos that I made. That was you, right, Will? That was talking about the spending. All right, I'll bring you in, Sarah. Will always got good comments coming, man. In the videos and stuff. Hold on. Go grab Cero. All right, bring him in. Uh-oh. Is it not working? Oh. Is it my... Oh, it's... it helps him. Freaking dope. What a dope I am. You there, buddy? Okay. Don't mind me. I'm sitting here. Let me make sure. Are you coming through? Oh, hold on. I gotta switch over. Okay, go ahead. Try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, nice.
I'm sitting out with the headphones on my head, and I'm like, why isn't this coming through? And I don't have them on. I don't have the Bluetooth. Listen, Cero, I gotta tell you, man, hold on. I gotta switch over. Let me get the chat up again. Poor people. I'm like, okay. Chat is up. Bring this over. Okay. Am I in Alliance chat? Oh, my bad. Thank you, whoever said that. Cero, I'm beat up, man. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta lay it flat out for you. Bro, I'm beat up. Like, I'm exhausted.
You
like
gotta be. Holy crap.
The season stuff, and and doing the live, like, trying to get the screen right here. Yeah, bro. I'm like tonight. I think I passed out last night. I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning, and I couldn't go to bed. And then I'm doing all kinds of like game shift for season 6. Like, I'm all over the place till like 3:30 in the morning. like 2 hours,
Okay.
and then I try to go back to bed for like an hour, and then I'm back. I mean, it's wild. It's just
Damn.
yeah, bro. It's just there's so much shit to do during like in the beginning of the season. Like you can, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what? Plus, I'm just not right. I'm not wired right. Like I'm sitting here messing around with tactic cards at 2:15 in the morning. Like it's just, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? Like somebody just look at like, what the hell am I doing, bro? Like just,
That's a crazy level of optimization, is what it is.
it's fucking shit that goes in my brain, bro. People don't want to go in there. I'm telling you, I'm whacked. So I'm like trying to hold it together and pull it. Fuck, crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy.
Honestly, one of the cool things about the community that you built is every now and again I'll get a wild hair growing out of my ass, and I'm like, I wonder if you could do this with a well-built missile team. I don't have one, but maybe you have one, Manny, or maybe you have one, Cherry, or maybe you have one, Kate. And
Yeah,
they're like, you know what? I'll try it. Yep, report back. Let me know what's going on.
yeah. That's good shit. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Cero really pulls together an admin in the Discord, discord.gg/join WWC. You know, Cero with Bun Bun, like just holding it down in there in the chat. You can always find them in there. And usually Palantir, you can find him in there too. He usually leaves a comment or two on the board. Love
A little
Palantir.
bit, a little bit.
He's a fixture.
He likes to dabble.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool seeing him in there. Yeah, I mean the community it's awesome, bro. It's just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. To go out there and see how many people and the shit everybody's talking about, and you know, like what impacts, you know, different things people are impacted by between whatever server they're in, right? Like we're in our world, but then you see like the 1,000 servers and the 2,000 and 3,000, and the community just helping everybody. So it's just, yeah, it's just so cool. You're going to be in 3,000 soon enough. Just a matter
Which
of
is
time.
insane to me. And the thing is that what's awesome about that is the game that you played when you started is
Yeah.
different than the game that I played, and it's different from what folks
Yeah.
are experiencing today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was on a great kind of community moment. There were some folks from server 14, 15 from the Alliance MFT that were really struggling to pull together some of the more nuanced parts, tactic cards, and some of the more nuanced parts of, you know, what are the things that people aren't saying? What are the kind of little tips, the things that your Alliance figures out when you start a season that you wish someone had put in a guide somewhere, right? Not the letter on the page, but just the little things. And you know, I had a great conversation, hopped on a Discord call with him a couple times, answered a bunch of questions, and it kind of makes you realize just how things change. Even when Eki was talking about, you know, are your strongholds time limited at the beginning of the season? Oh, it wasn't like that for us in 1 or 2 or 3. And I keep thinking back, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of different mechanics that they have now, and
100%.
things that they've kind of done.
Yeah, I totally agree with
Someone
you.
was asking about, someone was asking about builder alliances, and I was like, dude, what?
So that's what's great. That's why I love having the community, because it's difficult sometimes trying to act like you can necessarily answer those questions, go through that for who's going in season 3 now or who goes in season 1 to do that. So having the other community members in like the season 1 chat and the season 2 chat, and just having the community be able to help everybody is like just incredible. What are what server are you in, Sarah?
Yep, I'm on server 1048 right now. We are in season 5 with 11 days to go. We are on week 6. This is when it gets spicy, right? When you start to see people dropping tags, people switching banks, you know, people reconsidering their positioning. So we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff on the map.
What position are you? 10. What'd you say? 1048? 1046.
Yeah, 1048.
1048.
1048.
Yep. What are you? Are you you're leader of the alliance? Or you are where are you?
Yeah, so for a long time I was on 10-7. I was R5 of my alliance. I had a tenure in season 3 as president. Then you know, Myself, group of friends, or active players, decided to take our chances on 1048. And right now, I'm warlord of our alliance.
You're what? You're,
I'm right now. I'm in R4, and I'm the
yeah.
warlord. So
Oh,
I'm
you're the warlord.
planning our
Oh, shit.
captures.
All right. Well,
Oh
look out
yeah.
now.
One of
Look
my
out now.
favorite memes is I'll pop it in the Discord. It's that scene from 300 where it says, "Oh, what's your profession?" And then I just edited it so it says, "Are the people who we have in versus?" And it'll say Muse, it'll be Butler and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll say our alliance name, "What's your profession?" And everyone has Warlord on it.
Huh.
It's just a good time.
I like it. Like, hey, Bath, shout out to Bath, 436 in the house. Shout out to 436. Bambi, welcome back. Shout out to 1395. 1395. Bath's another one. I'll tell you, those two right there that are in that chat, Will and Bath, Cero, two of the best commenters on YouTube videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, without a doubt. Both of them have amazing. Actually, I think it was Bath who was. It was Bath. I thought it was Will, because both of them make amazing comments actually on YouTube. And their standalone comments. It's not even like they're asking stuff a lot. A lot of times, it's just great to hear their opinions on things. And it was Bath, I think, who had a phenomenal comeback about entertainment. I think it was Bath. If you're out there, was it you who made that comment about the video games? In the YouTube video chat, it was really good. You made me laugh. I was like, listen to this cat. It's good stuff. I think that was Bath. You gotta let me know though. What up, OG? OG Eric in the house. Always good. Always good to have an OG. By the way, between Koala OG, president of 38, I believe, was here just on Monday night show was Koala, and now Eric OG. So I do have to say my quick message of they've served their sentence. Their solitary confinement is over. Please let them out of their prison and allow them to merge. Thank you. This message brought to you by QB.
Man.
There you go. I say my piece. I say my piece.
There you go.
I try to help them out.
Hey, listen, just put the good energy out in the universe and hope someone picks it up, right?
I pray for him. I really do. I just let them out. He said never-ending bug catchers. I know, bro. It's hey, for those of you, by the way, I was able to stream live today. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, go check it out. It's about a 40-minute video. Starts with the 96 versus 123 battle, which again, 123. I mean, listen, say what you want, but you know, all I know is 96 gets an awful lot of attention out there in regards to everybody they have with their 4 VIP 18s we talk about with Stickman and all the attention they get and building those accounts. Not a lot of people talking about 123. And 123 is having a hell of a season. Like already. We're in the second week right now. And yeah, like they're up against, you know, what most they wouldn't even team up most servers against. Most servers would go against somebody like 96 and be like, oh man, this is unfair. We got pinned against blah, 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 whatever. Dude, 123 is like, F that noise. And they just went from where they were across the other side of the map to like, hey, let's throw down. And just took the fight over to them. It's really impressive. And they, you know, how the setup is, it's going to be interesting to see when it's kind of a more even setup on the way the way they were fighting around the fishing grounds. Because it looks like they had the first few rows kind of settled in both battles that I've watched, where they've had positioning. Not to take anything away from them, though, because number one, they look to be incredibly organized and together with how their strategies and what they're doing, but also just their participation looks great. And you know, 96 he's popping in the mud with like 4 VIP 18s, and I gotta tell you, like, you know, you got 4 VIP 18s in there. You got 4 people who have, you know, 120, 130 million. We watched the battle. The second battle that you watch is on with server with Circles was in it, and I think it was like server, what's he, 61? I think he's like 61 against like 41, 43, somewhere in there. And you saw they had, I can't remember the big cat's name, who was right against the building, but he was like 120 million, and it was almost like they couldn't get him out at 100, and it was him. He was just really strong, but he was the only one that was right next to the building, right? These guys got 4 of them with, like, at least 3 of them with that type of heft of 20 million, and then they got another VIP 18 that's pretty damn high up too. And like,
they're bringing the Garth squad.
Yeah, but you know what? 123 keeps winning, like slaughtering these wins. They're not letting it phase them. So very exciting stuff. We will definitely have more when I get a chance to show some of those battles and wars. I will certainly cut to that because 120. I think 123 deserves a little bit more respect. And they impressed the shit out of me. They always impress the shit out of me, by the way. Anytime we're against them, we're in a kill event, we're doing anything against them, they're really good anyway. So they certainly deserve people's respect. And, if people don't know enough about them, hopefully I can help spread the word that, they're doing a great job. So, Will,
that's awesome.
Sorry for the delay. I paused to get eggs that was boiling. Well, that's always a good reason to pause. Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, no, one of the cool things is, especially if you run with the same crew or the same group of fighters from season to season, you eventually figure out how to punch up outside of your weight class, right? Like you figure out, okay, I know I can't break through this person's wall. What else is happening in the battlefield? How else can I contribute? Can I be a body with a hospital full and nothing to lose to sit there and have them burn stamina? Can I be clearing rubble? Can I start rallies just to distract them? Can I hit them somewhere else if we're fighting on for this city or this bank? Can I coordinate with 3 or 4 other alliances to hit them at the same time? And you just find the tactics that'll work for you. When people get in a good rhythm, that's when you see them really show up in big ways, in ways that'll surprise you.
Yeah, and absolutely, like, I mean, you could clearly see in the battle, if you guys go to it, and that's one thing I just wanted to talk about. I don't have the battle up, but if you guys watch the battle, one of the things I spoke about in there for like tips, right? You can see I apologize if I get it wrong. I think it was 61 is what Circles was there, and they do a great job of surrounding the building. They get in the mud early. They surround it. Matter of fact, Morgan could have got in there earlier, it seemed, at around the 2-minute mark. But they were there early. They surrounded the building. It was perfect. They were really aligned great. Then they, around 2 minutes, maybe it was like 1.5, 1 minute, more of them popped in, and they really surrounded everything. They had about 2 deep, 3 deep. It looked great. And it was like, man, 31 or whoever the opposition, I'm sorry, it was like 41, 43. They looked awesome. They really were in great shape against 41-43. 41-43 starts from the back, and they start coming and attacking, right? Which is fine. But it's already 20-0 for 61. Then, as the people that are getting hit, you start seeing them poured away. Listen, let me tell you guys, when you're fighting, when you're in a war, and you're holding position, never port away. I don't give a shit that you're going to get hit 10 times and you're going to leave. Just take everything off your wall. If they're stronger than you beating them, just don't give it up. Take it off your wall. But you have to give a chance for your engineers to hold that position. By just leaving and giving up that spot, it's so detrimental to your team. It's doing everything that you worked hard to gain that position early on to get where you are. You're giving it away just by leaving. Dude, drop your effing ego and get ported. It's okay. It happens to everybody, and it's not that big a deal. You're not going to lose that many troops. It's okay. Just get ported away, and then guess what? Your engineers come back. I can't tell you how defeating it is for another team that's sitting there while you're winning, by the way, while your percentages are going up. They're hitting you. They're hitting you, right? Take some time to get those 10 hits in. They port you. Engineer comes, 2 seconds later, you're back with full power. You know how defeating that is to somebody? To just see all their work meant nothing. You're right back. And then they got to do it again. Yep. But meantime, your team is holding whatever building they need to. Yep. And that brings me to my second point. In that fight, it's awesome to watch. Please watch this fight. And I'm telling you, you'll learn from the experience of watching that fight. Engineers are so effing important in these wars. I cannot say it enough. I will never say it enough, and I won't stop saying it for them because they deserve the credit for the much of the work they put in. Good engineers that get in there and clear those spots make that fight. And 41-43, I don't know how they lost. Based on how 61 was acting in that fight, they were trying to give it away. I can only think that their just whale was so strong that it was making up for a lot of those mistakes. But or there's just not enough engineers on there, and more the reason you got to let them out of those damn servers. But either way, you could tell like the engineers were not clearing the spots for 61. They were for the other teams, and they were stealing spots and giving up positioning. And it's all those engineers, man. Those engineers that are fighting. I freaking love it. Nobody talks about it. And it's so goddamn cool to me to watch engineers from the both sides fight it out to clear the spot, to clear those ruins. It's so friggin' fun that who's trying to get the last hit in on the ruins. I love it. I don't know. It's a freaking art. I tried it, by the way. I'm an asshole. I'm out there. You should see me. You better be happy that I'm strong, because if I was counted on to be an engineer, this team would be in trouble. That's all I can tell you. Those people who don't think it's a freaking skill, you're kidding yourself. You take yourself a little too seriously, because 100% that shit is a skill. Because I went over there, I was like, oh, I'm going to go over there now and get the spot. Man, there was already like 2 engineers over there clearing that shit. I was embarrassing. That's to say the least. I'm not afraid to tell you. Embarrassing.
Good engineer is a game changer. There's so many different things that you can do that unless you've been focused in optimizing that mode, you don't really think about. Like engineers would be looking at what tactic cards can I pick that increase my durability damage? Because guess what? That lets me clear a spot faster. What can I do about my march speed? What can I do to, which team should I be sending out? Which team should I be sending to hit? Yeah. And it's awesome. Yeah. And going back to your first point, I think part of what makes people jumpy, even late into the game, a year or two into the game, is just they get that panic response when they see the red screen or the flash. If they've got the sound on, they start to hear the incoming. They don't have like a mental checklist of what's the next best decision I make. Like, right? Like you automatically, and I've seen you fight, and I do the same thing. You'll see, okay, who's hitting me? Where are they coming from? How far away? Can I eat this? Yes or no? And you have already got a mental checklist of what your reaction is going to be. But that's just trained from just experience, from just getting out there, from not being afraid to get hit, not being afraid to get ported. Because guess what? I'll be on your doorstep. As soon as you push me out, I'll be right back in.
Oh yeah. It's actually comical sometimes, and you guys know this better. Like, you guys watch this shit on YouTube and all different channels and stuff. And if you don't, then pay attention to it after I tell you. But it's comical sometimes with people who buy like a powerful account or play a powerful account, and they don't usually. They have no friggin' clue how to handle it. They don't know how to fight. They don't know. Like, you could tell out there they're lost. You'll know right away. Trust me. You'll know right away when you're watching it, what you're watching. You're like, what the hell? Yep. But you're right. Yeah, Sarah. It's kind of second nature depending on what you are. But that's why I don't know. I don't feel we focus so much on the strong players. We talk about the VIP teams. We talk about buying, and we talk about the gold seats, and we talk, hey, you got to get your purple seats and your strong blues, right? We talk about all this stuff all the time. No matter who you're listening to on YouTube and going to. But the point is that we don't talk enough about the engineers. Like, it's just, they get no credit. Right. Mm-hmm. We sat there and put it on our little improvement lists about the ruins, the statistics, give them like ruin statistics and standings. Right. And finally they did. They put in Warzone Duel. We got ruins statistics. They should. They don't get any. And that would be a perfect opinion, or a perfect example of it, where before they did that, they gave no credit to engineers who are sitting there working their ass off just as much as anybody else. Clear the ruins, being there, expected to be there. You know what I mean? And then it's lost because that spot just gets cleared. Somebody pops in there. They're able to fight for whatever. And the person that's killing everything is getting the credit for it. But the point is, they wouldn't have been able to even be in that spot had the engineer not done their job to get them there.
Exactly.
It's so pivotal.
When I look at things like the season contributions, right? Like, you go through the season and, for a lot of people, they want to see, okay, how am I going to position myself? How am I going to contribute the most to my alliance, to my server, to the strategy we're trying to deliver on, so that I can do the best for my server and my group and just get a better shot at the end of season rewards. For a lot of folks, particularly low mid spenders, that's one of the rare opportunities to get red blueprints using your season coins, right? So they're absolutely chasing those, and it's really important. I've had spirited discussions with friends and alliance mates who feel they should have done more, done less, but I think the more ways that the game recognizes the different ways that people contribute, the more varied play styles it's going to promote. If instead of, like right now, right, I'm in season 5. If I come in here and I click on my season contribution tab, I have crystal gold, which is a completely meaningless metric. I don't care how many gold I got. Everyone can buy everything in the shop, whether you care about the truck, trains, or whatever. Sure. You have capture, which capture does what? You get some points for killing a lord. You get some points for
you're active. It shows your
troops.
activity. Shows your activity is what it does. Like, if you're capturing and you're around the capture, it shows it. It's really not a pivotal metric as far as if you're having a successful season, other than the fact that people were active. I think it's more like kind of a versus when we're in the off season and we're looking at metrics on who should be part of a team and who shouldn't be. I feel like capture is one of those things of like, hey, who was there? Did people show up?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a pivotal, decision maker for the season.
It would be cool now that you're saying that, and I know this is a live ops game, right? This is things that people play in real time, and you're doing real time combat, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What would be kind of cool is if how you link a battle report and there's a replay. It would be cool if you could get like a play of the match, right? Or just if there's some key moment or some pivotal moment that you're like, oh, that was great. If there's just like a button or something you can hit that just captures the like 15 seconds before and 15 seconds after, so that way you can link it out and you can show people. Because I will take an example and I'll record something for my alliance, like, okay, here's real quick, this is how you use tiles to hop across the map, or here's how you do a continuous march, or that kind of different stuff. Yeah. And it would be cool if you could just make a quick clip, just like a battle report, where you can play it back. It's like, hey, Cero wants to share this moment with you. And then I'm showing you how I send 3 squads out to kill gold zombies, and I keep the main home to kill bosses, right? Like that kind of stuff, I think, would add to it. Instead of they're adding more Instagram functions. We got moments now. We got GIFs now. Okay, that's fine. I know a lot of people enjoy that stuff. Whatever, it's a social game. But give me something I can use without having to go to third-party tools to show my folks like what to do and how to do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we put that on our spreadsheet as well, right? Like exporting some of these things that people are using AI to do anyway, right? Like they're having AI take screenshots to try to get participation. But definitely one of the things that's pivotal for an alliance is to understand who showed up. Even for things like Canyon Storm, Desert Storm, who signed up and who showed up. Like keeping an attendance log of that stuff for people instead of having them try to figure that out themselves is really important, especially for growing alliances. It's so important. Like you have established alliances, and even somebody can't make it or somebody didn't make it, you kind of forgive and forget. As you're building an alliance, though, early on, preseason, season one, like all these events, man, you're just starting to learn players. Are they able to show up? Are they not? And by the way, there's really nothing wrong with the fact of how you play the game. If you have a family event or you have, your kids' softball game or things you need to attend, F the game. I got my family event. Sorry, I couldn't make it to your precious thing. This is a game I play for entertainment on the side, bro. They're not paying me to be. I get it. Totally understand your take on that. And there's zero wrong with it. It makes total sense. But understand that there's also an alliance for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you belong in every alliance, because some people will be like, hey, I have a softball game today. I'll be on. I'm going to pop in. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. There's people that are going to treat this game, play this game, and act in this game different than others. And the important thing, especially early on in your game experience, understand the type of player you are and gravitate towards the alliance that fits your personality. That's going to make you the happiest playing this game. Trying to force a square into a circle hole doesn't work. Like if you're like, hey, yeah, I don't give a shit that much about this or that, and your other team is like down for the cause no matter what, it's their number one priority. Yeah, they might call you out for not making events and doing this stuff. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just you're not a fit for that specific alliance, maybe. It's incredibly important for that. Because everybody's looking for something different when they start playing the game and looking. And I think for us, I can speak now that I'm 870 days in and looking back on it, I can 100% tell you that it took us a long time to learn that. That just because people aren't acting this way doesn't mean they're playing the game wrong, right? You used to sit there and tell them they're playing the game. It's a war game, bro. Learn how to play the effing game. You don't want to blah, blah, blah. That's the way I play. It may be not looking at the other perspective. That's not the way you play. And that totally makes sense. But at the same time, it's like there's an alliance for you. There's an alliance for me. There's an alliance for everybody. And it can all exist on the same server to a degree. To a degree. You still have to participate in server events if your server expects you to. So it also comes to, for example, there's a big difference between your participation in your alliance and your alliance events and your weekly alliance things, and when a server war comes up, what your server expects from you. Then you do have to dig down and give a little bit more for your server. Or you haven't found a matching server, because they're two different things. Alliance match and a server match are two different things. So you really gotta figure that out for yourself. No one's gonna necessarily tell you, or you may not listen to them anyway. So figure it out for yourself.
And the thing is, as people who run alliances and manage alliances and are putting together maps, every R4 is a unpaid volunteer to the worst job possible. They're just out there trying to make sure everyone's having a good time and that you succeed and that everyone's having fun, basically, in whatever that means to you and your alliance. But having a good fit with your alliance and just making sure that your play style is supported, it's easy. Before long, you're gonna have people. If you're in a more active alliance, a more competitive alliance, and the approach you take to the game, again, nothing wrong with, I'm coming in, I started this because Homelander was shooting tires, I am number one on City Rush or whatever it is, I do all the gold events, and you're having a good time, you're having fun. This is a video game, not a big deal. But if you feel like you want to contribute in the same way that your teammates are doing, and you're coming in and it's primarily social and all those different things, throw a dart on the board. You'll find 3, 4 alliances like that on any given server. Like there's groups like that. There's folks like that. People who just dial it in, and that's how they enjoy it. And your enjoyment of the game is just going to be improved if you're with like-minded people that will meet you at whatever time commitment or whatever level you want to play the game at, because then you're all marching to the same beat, right? You're all trying to achieve the same thing. There's no reason to push it. There's no reason to stress yourself out about it. But when you're working with like-minded people, you achieve so much more. It's a force multiplier, right? If everyone's in the same mindset, everyone has the same goals and has the same attitude. Because guess what? It's really easy to high five all around, all kinds of emojis. Everyone's having a great time when things are going well. It's when things go to shit that it really tests and pressure tests just how compatible you are with your alliance and how compatible your alliance is with your server. They're doing these mechanics now with transfers, where if you're a fully open server, you can just absorb as many white, blue, and purple seats as your score will allow. So we're entering a phase of the game now where you're going to be able to see these massive shifts of these fully open servers just absorbing, 2, maybe even 3 alliances that merge together on your server, and you've got 2 gold seats as well. And you immediately jump up because you've got the participation and you've got the right environment and the right attitude to kind of bring that talent home.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is a cool little thing that they have now, where it's like as many white seats as you can fit, or as many blue seats as you could fit, or doing that. I think that's a really cool way of building on some of the like servers that they used to call dead servers, right? That were like a waste. That they can add, depending on what you're looking for, you can add all this stuff like in one server. I have found that the migration has gotten better. Believe me, if there's one person that knows about migration, it's me, because I've hit up every single time I've hit the freaking migration. But yeah, like it's incredible how that happens. Like you can build a server properly. And for yourself, like migrating away from what server were you originally at?
I was originally on 10.7, and I was there through the end of season 4. And then in season 5, we came over to 10.48.
Okay. And to season 4, and that was your first migration.
Yeah, that's been the only one. It was interesting. I never really considered that we would transfer or that we would necessarily leave. Just like any server, we had our challenges and we had our difficulties going through the first couple seasons. But one Friday, I hopped in Discord with my R4s and the extended group, and I said, transfers are coming up. I ask this question every season. I ask this question of this group, and there's no opinion will be silenced. No one's right, no one's wrong. But I want to make sure as a leader I'm doing my best for everyone, and I'm making sure that we're all achieving what we want to do. Do we think we want to achieve? Do we still feel like we can achieve what we need to do here, or do we need to take a different approach? Right? Do we need to find a different way to work through this to get what we need, or just to push as hard as we want to? And that's really what it came down to. We're all a lot of very low spenders, light spenders, heavy F2P presence, but we're still very competitive and we want to push. But there is a challenge inherent in how the game measures success and the game measure power, where stronger players are naturally drawn to stronger alliances. And so finding that sweet spot of active player, engaged player, follows the strategy, delivers on the plan, executes consistently, and brings the right attitude, whether things go well or not. We decided, what? We've worked through here. We had a successful season 3. We had a successful season 4. We achieved all of our goals, but we want to challenge ourselves to do more, and we want to push ourselves to do more. And so we spent all of season 3 and all of season 4 just with an eye out, seeing if there was a place where we felt that would kind of accommodate the specific play style that we have, which we're very competitive and we're very, focused, very organized. But we also don't make spending requirements. We don't have, we don't push people. People are really self-motivated to do the best they want to on their own. And that's really what we were looking for, and we found that on 1045. 1048. This season has been honestly amazing. We've been fighting all the time. I've gotten 1 million kills this week, training troops constantly, burning diamonds on teleports. Stressing out with.
Backing up to originally when you were talking about leaving. How many people were you talking to, like, to bring into that group that were going to transfer together? Because I know that's a big problem for people.
It is. At peak, I had as many as 68 people that I was looking to move. We managed to get just shy of 40 people over into this server. There was another smaller group that went to another nearby server to 43. As luck would have it, Season 5 put us on the same map, so automatically it's great to see some friendly faces on a new big map for the season. So that was kind of awesome coincidence. But yeah, it was a big group of people, and so a lot of the homework was in figuring out which of the fully open servers that we had were going to be able to accommodate that many players and that we were a fit for, right? Like if we didn't find a good home, we were willing to wait as long as it took to find the right place.
Yeah, I had to deal with that as well. I think the first move I made was with close to 70 people. Was the first move that we made to serve. Yeah, it was wild. We took up, it was like 60 something that we brought with us to the server, and then it slowly dwindled. I think the next move that we did was more like 40 people, and then I think we dropped to like 30 of us, and I think this last one was more around the 18. I want to say 20. But the thing is, the more that you travel with, if you're holding out for an entire alliance, if you think you're going to move 100 people, it's never going to happen. You're just going to stay in your server. But what will happen is, it doesn't mean everybody will stay. Some people are going to leave anyway because they're upset where they are. So whether you move or you don't, you're still going to lose people because they're not happy where you are. You know what I mean? So sometimes holding out. So it's good. Like you left with 40, but I think that's a great number to leave with, because you leave with 40, and then the other 23 just have to wait a season. If things aren't great or whatever, then they move over too. It's not awesome, but at the same time, it gets you to a better playing experience in, a 3-month period or a 5-month period where you're all together again. It's just the way to do it, rather than crying and think the developers are going to help you and blah blah blah. Yeah, you're going to wait 3 years before that happens, and then a lot of people are going to quit the game because they're pissed off, right? So it's just the way to do it. So I think 40 is a pretty good number for you to do.
Yeah. And the thing is, so when transfers first opened in Season 2, we lost like 2 or 3 people. So really, we minimal attrition through that process. It was the same in Season 3. We lost 2 or 3 people. Come Season 4, everyone, the sentiment, the feeling in AC chat was like, yeah, we need to keep an eye out. It's time for us to move on. It's time for us to roll the dice on another server and see if we can further, faster, higher, right? And really grateful that it's been working out so far. It's never a guarantee. It's never a sure thing, and it wasn't without its challenges. We had certainly it was a learning curve, new server, new leadership, new folks. We merged with an existing alliance that was here. We spent some time trying to align our cultures and align our process. It didn't work out. So we took a week to kind of regroup and say, all right, what do we want to do? How do we want to work this? There was another alliance on the server, significantly better fit in terms of our culture, our goal, and our approaches. And honestly, we've been having a blast. And because we spent time in that other alliances, we actually made new friends. We made new connections. We made new allies, folks that, it's easy to to build the rapport with the people you talk to every single day. But it was actually kind of cool that we spent a bunch of time, the whole mess of us, in another alliance for oh god, the better part of a month or so, I want to say, because we did get an opportunity to build that rapport. So
Yeah.
people will be linking battle reports, or hey, can you tell me why I won on this truck, or why I lost on this truck, or hey, we need to reset these banks and all these different things. And that's what carries you through, and it's just
Yeah,
that sense of
100%.
community and that just kind of pulls you forward.
Yeah.
Bun is in the chat. Hello, Bun. Welcome.
Oh, BB. Good old BB. Welcome in, BB. Well, Sukali boy, welcome in. Shout out to server 781. Yeah, Will, I thought it was Mew came in. There's Mew. Yeah, Mew, let me know if you want to come on. It's up to you. I know we're hitting reset in a couple minutes, and Lord knows what this guy's got going on. It's being a mud in about 2 seconds, I'm sure. Yeah, it's another great name. So Many Socks. Big fan. I do. I get a kick out of these names. Yeah. Nobody does. Not everybody does work from home. It's just something that a lot of people are sitting somewhere. We work. We have people in our alliances. People that are might be in the school system, might be everybody's doing all kinds of stuff. Construction. They're working all kinds of stuff. So people that are trying to sneak out into a porta potty to collect their mobile tasks while they're on a construction site. I mean, this is reality. Like, this is what people are doing, as opposed to, like you're saying, people who work from home who can just sit there and open up their phone, no problem. Yeah, you can't take that for granted. Not everybody is in the same situation. Good stuff.
That's an excellent example. My buddy Stone just he had a back injury, so he was out for a bit, but now he's back working on the site, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I'll take lunch breaks, or I'll be in the truck or whatever when we're doing the outpost or the trade wars. And yeah, he wasn't able to be present for the one today, but it's always funny to hear the stories like, hey, what time's the war? Oh, the war's gonna be at such and such time. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll make sure that I pull over. It's like, yeah, I drive a semi. I'll come into a way station. And I was like, you're a beast. First of all, I respect the hustle. Second, please don't play and drive. And they're like, nah,
Yeah.
man, I'm not stupid. But I get my breaks. I'll time them for the wars. And that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I will never tell someone to change their life, rearrange their life, move things around in their life to do something in this game. But the people who want to do it, those are the folks that me and my group could, that's what we're looking for. The people who are just self-motivated,
right,
to do those things on their own.
Right, 100%. I mean, that's what I was saying before. There's an alliance for you. It might not be that one, but there's an alliance for you, right? It doesn't mean necessarily that you're not good for another team or for the game or for the server, for that matter. It's just, it's not going to work out necessarily for maybe what you need or your team's looking for. But yeah, not unlike a job, really. Garrett out here seems to love your message. He's a follower of you anywhere, so don't jump off a bridge. Because Garrett's going to come with you. So, apparently. Danny, what's up? Health QB. Okay, I'm not sure. Danny there. What gift level are you? All right, shout out, Jeff. I don't know what gift level I am. What gift level am I? Gift level 12.
On your profile?
Gift level 12. That's all I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was 6 until the last Valentine's event, and then it pushed me up all the way to 8.
I don't understand the gift level thing. I mean, I bought people maybe like 12 of the rockets. I bought this and that. I don't know. I don't know how to raise up much more than what I have. So I also don't focus on it, to be honest with you. I feel like it's such a scam that So I would rather give gifts to others than myself, to be honest with you. Like, if I could, I would give. I do love giving the gifts out to folks. It just feels dirty sometimes of being like, I have to buy this like phony like $50 gift to folks. I don't know. It just seems a little weird, but yeah,
Honestly,
Jeff,
the
I'm
gift.
level 12. There's your answer.
There you go, Jeff.
Mewtwo's
Oh,
level 1. Get the fuck out
jeez.
of here.
Yeah,
He's
sure,
level
buddy.
1.
I believe you.
He's probably level like 30 or something. Who knows with that guy?
Probably.
Dude.
Logs in and 5 lions just automatically send themselves.
He's one of those quiet assassins with gifts and giving everybody shit. So
There you go.
I
It
don't know.
was always so weird to me whenever they did the gift system, because it really had no impact on any part of your gameplay. It was purely cosmetic, and so I was happy to ignore it completely. One thing that was cool is when they added the coupon shop, and so this is a kind of a free to play low spender optimization. You don't get a ton of coupons. You don't get a ton of points. You might have a couple hundred from assorted events, or somebody hit the jackpot on your versus roulette, or you traded with somebody. But one of the cool things is in the coupon store, they have these nameplates. And the nameplates, whatever, it's a minor cosmetic thing, but they're dirt cheap. They give you like, I don't know, like 1,000 hit points or something like that. But it's really, really minor stats, but it's effectively free. And so whenever they had those, I bought out the nameplates, and then the coupon store just kind of stopped existing for me. They have like some trophies and other stuff, but the base skin stuff is like, all right, I need like five cars or 5 crowns to get the mushroom base. Yeah, I'm not gonna stress about that at all. I could be much cheaper just to buy it myself than to go through gifts. So
Right.
it was such a weird thing. But at least they have that now. Something I wish they would do is increase the drop rate of the gold gifts from the versus roulette wheel thing. Because
Oh,
here's the
Jesus
thing:
Christ.
you got to spend valor to
Dude,
unlock it.
I played that effing roulette wheel. I have never gotten a gift off of that thing. I've never gotten one. I've you know how many times I've spun that stupid roulette wheel? I mean, that thing is such a scam. It's the biggest effing scam in this game. I mean, honestly, like all these other things I've actually gotten before, the gifts, like, yeah, I got 10,000 diamonds and 5,000 diamonds and, whatever, all the things that they say you could happen. I've gotten from the chests, the skill chip chests. Yeah, from the shitty ones, I've gotten a gold one before. All the low percentage things in this game I've gotten. I've never had a UR gift from the roulette wheel in Versus. Can you imagine? And how many points I put up in Versus sometimes? And I've never done it? It's wild. Absolutely wild.
What's crazy to me, so we were saving for probably 3 or 4 months before we transferred so that we can downgrade color, right? Because I was a purple, I wanted to be blue. And so we were saving forever. So after we landed in the new server, we're like, oh, we're just gonna go crazy and putting up points. In that versus cycle, I cleared 1 billion points. So I had like, I don't even know how many spins I was able to get with 1 billion points. It was like 20, 30, 40, 50 spins. I don't even remember how many it was. And I did not get a single one. Got firecrackers till I was blue in the face. So I guess that's okay. But not a single damn gift. Not one.
I've learned to appreciate the fireworks and the thing. It is kind of like an alliance thing. I do get a kick out of like a lot of the alliance stuff that we can do. I love eggs. I love giving out eggs to folks, giving people diamonds. I think that's cool. I enjoy that. I love the parties. I think that's cool. I've come around to enjoy the fireworks. The fireworks thing pisses me off because it's all they give me in the roulette wheel sometimes. And I'm like, F off. Because you never give me the gift. It's just so effing annoying. I can't tell you. Can't stand the roulette. Yeah, exactly. They should change them to stamina. Who gives a crap about a team? Amen. I'm with AD over here. I'm with him.
Yep.
I think the gifts that they do give when you do get them are like stick it up your ass. Like you just gave me 3 teacups like 4 times in a row. I spun that thing. You can stick them up your ass. I don't care about your teacups. It's almost like I don't give away teacups to people. That's why my gift level's at 12. I probably have like 3,000 teacups I don't give out because I don't give them out on purpose. Where I'm like, no, I'm going to collect all the teacups in the game so that I only have them. And then that way maybe nobody else can get teacups anymore. That's my strategy. So done with the prizes on that.
A scarcity tactic.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, Cero. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, AD. I hate the prizes. And Bambi, good for you. Good for you. Nobody likes a bragger, Bambi. Nobody likes a bragger.
Yeah. Okay. Car and a rocket. I mean, come on. Okay.
Killing
we call that someone just eats all the luck. We call that a luckubus. You just eat all of the good luck from everyone else.
A luckubus. Jesus.
Yep.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, it gets AC after dark. You know how it goes.
I like it. Woo, I get 10 to 11 spins a week and nothing. Exactly. Thank you. It's a bunch of bullshit. Garrett, I literally had to do that today when we were resetting banks. Yeah, I just drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me nuts. Just spinning that wheel over and over. Sometimes I forget to spin the wheel because I happen to go in there when I'm in versus and I'm checking something and go, oh, look, I got spins, and I do it. But I can assure you I'm getting no enjoyment out of it. Much like I don't at a casino, though. I don't get much enjoyment out of slot machines either. So, but anyway, one thing I wanted to touch on while we were at reset here, and I did do all of the bounty. You guys probably saw me playing bounty. I wanted to get them in before reset real quick. Because I did want to, it's going to refresh now, and I wanted to still have the chance of doing it today, too. But one thing I wanted to touch on in any season you're in, to really think about this for folks. So you're going to have your institute, right? Your main institute where your resistance builds. And then you have your little buildings here. Like this happens to be a spore factory. I know in different seasons or different factories, different thing. They all share the same concept of you essentially build these buildings to build the resistance up, and then you go kill, whatever do zombies to get more and blah, 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 right? So what I did want to touch on for folks is everybody rushes to kill the dooms, the zombies, the big zombies, to raise your resistance up. And you fall behind if you don't kill them because they give out, the basically whatever resources needed for their main factories. Well, you lose a lot of your troops when you do this. And I can tell you, once you reach a point, this season, these factories are maxed at 30. There's no longer a rush to get anything else, like for resistance. You can let this build to 28 to 29 before you cap. If you're not very strong, there's no need to sit there and have to kill more of these. If you're at 50, 51 or something, no need to get to 60 in a hurry and lose all your troops for it if these factories have all hit 30. And a lot of times, for this season, for example, they give you a lot of ways to get that. The first Doom kills, you're getting a bunch of it. You saw I got a bunch of it at reset just from clicking here. You're getting it from captures. You're getting it from all over the place. You're getting a lot of these different ways to get the spores that you need for this. And one of them's Beneath the Ruins, gives you 1 million, things like that. So my point is, once you the rush is really to max out these factories. But once you max them, there's no way to go any faster in the game. You're kind of going to build at whatever level you're at. That's it. That's kind of where you're stuck at. However, now it's going to naturally progress. Everything's going to now naturally progress. There's no more speed to it, I guess is my point. There's nothing that's going to speed you up anymore. Once the racing game is to make your factories to max as fast as humanly possible. But once that happens, don't worry about it. There's nothing to stress anymore. So I just wanted to make that point.
One of the cool things that they added to that, and I I don't know if it's always been there and maybe I didn't realize it, but what I thought was cool is when you look at, you know how you can look in your bag and show you your resources, like how quickly you're earning this or how quickly you're earning that. One of the things I realized is if you go to do your Virus Center upgrade, and when you're doing your Virus Center upgrade, you don't have enough, it tells you in seconds, minutes, hours, how long until your resource accumulation gets you what you need for the next upgrade. Because so many times I'll be like, okay, let's see, I got 76,000 per hour. I need 306. What time is it? Like, I'm just doing a bunch of mental gymnastics to try to figure out when I could do this so I can let my alliance know, hey, I'll have the virus resistance at this hour or
Right.
at this hour or
Yep.
whatever. Because we plan it as an event, right? Like we push and we make our progress, and once the cross server thing is, then it's as soon as possible. But before we get to that point, we try to involve as many people as we can. So we'll schedule it out. We'll say, we're going to do it at this time so that everyone can get participation, everyone can get credit, you can get some of the season rewards from the first captures. So planning out when the virus resistance will be ready, it just becomes a whole thing, and that just helps out.
Yeah, 100%. Like you're planning that, oftentimes yourself, your R4, you're planning like when are you going to get that resistance, right? When are you going to max that out? I think a lot of people feel like, and that's the other thing is people often ask, "Hey, get me to this level or get me to that level," or they don't know. It's also a very important message from your R4 to R5 to let everybody know what level are we currently at. Like what level can you go to without losing troops, and let them know so they know too, right? Like hey, every once in a while, it's good to pop on and just say, hey, is everybody to 35? Hey, is everybody to 42? Like just bringing the whole alliance along is incredibly important
Yep.
as part of
I
that.
think
So that's just messaging, really.
Yeah, I think one of the better things they did with that is in season 4, they made it so that the season resource tiles, you know how you can get like oil and other stuff. In previous seasons, you can get the season specific resource. Like you used to be able to get like mithril or sacred water or whatever it was. And when you did that, you could what we used to do is we'd have just a few key players would be the only ones that were supposed to be collecting or gathering those so that we can push the virus resistance quicker and get our captures done quicker. I like that they got rid of that in season 4 onwards because it took some explaining, and it was something we explained every season, but every now and then someone would be like, "Oh, why do they get to do it? I need to push my dooms and I need to do all this stuff." And I'm trying to explain, yeah, but we need to make sure that we capture these strongholds and we stay on schedule for the cities. We don't want to fall behind when they open up. So I'm glad they removed that because it removes some of the friction from that very specific optimization that you would do to push virus resistance.
Are you seeing Mewtwo over here, Daryl?
Oh man, he's just parked. He's like,
I wanted to point out to you while he was doing this is the little emoji or emote or whatever that he has. That's from the gift
yeah,
level. By the way, not
you're
everybody has
shitting
that.
me.
So it doesn't come for gift level 1. I know that. What is that thing
Uh
at?
huh.
You didn't have this one. It
That's
was this
a
one. So he's at least at level. He just showed off. He's at least at level 23. Ha! Caught out Mewtwo. At least level 23 because that's the only way you got that. Oh,
busted.
he's gone. Oh, he's gone. Well, where'd you move to, Mewtwo? Inquiring minds and all that
Mm-hmm.
jazz. I don't know where he went to, but
That's fun.
um, yeah.
I like
Either
how
way.
one of the gift emojis is literally a guy throwing money away. I'm like, okay, you're a little on the nose with that one, guy. Calm down.
Yeah, I know. Well, make it rain. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
I actually see that one quite a bit. I do like this celestial throne. I've gotten this a couple times. I think who gave it to me? I think Hulk gave me one. I think Doberman, I think gave me one of these. These are really cool. I do like the celestial thrones. I don't know what it is, but when it comes on your screen and it blows up, whatever, it's kind of cool. It's like a whole event going on. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the blimp. You know what would be cool? If they're gonna make you pay that much money for a blimp or something like that. You know how they
Yeah.
have those special bass effects like the disco ball or whatever? Make it so that the blimp flies over you, or make it that the lion comes out. Make the castle pop up. Like, yeah,
Mm,
you're throwing some money. It's $50, right? That's more than
yeah.
a cup of coffee. You know, do a bit more than give me an icon on my profile or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. I am. I found a new way now, by the way, Cero, to check my chat and get off the screen. I'm learning.
Oh, nice.
I'm learning. Not true. You can teach an old dog new tricks.
There you
Had to
go.
go find Mewtwo again. Where did you go? Oh, it must be somebody strong. I did see Mewtwo. Somebody was burning Mewtwo. Oh, they're after Mewtwo now.
Yep.
Mew, they are after.
So,
Oh, somebody's strong as hell for you, Mewtwo. You're gonna have to do the
mhm,
Baja Shuffle.
yep.
This cat's got you. Oh,
Ah,
whoa,
see,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Mewtwo's getting ported. Where'd he go? Moved somewhere.
yep.
Oh, there he is. He's over
You know
here.
what's I've seen more and more people do the main march shuffle, I call it. I don't know if it has a name,
The
but
Baja
it's where they
Shuffle?
send out their yeah, let's call it the Baja Shuffle. It's the
No,
Baja Shuffle.
the Baja Shuffle's already of a. It's Baja Shuffle is just using your using your teleport, like a your alliance teleport around your alliance, like when you're getting hit by somebody and it just ports you like 3 spaces over and they lose you. That's the Baja Shuffle.
That's awesome. What I've been seeing is people when they're attacking, they start to send their main march, but before they hit you, they'll call their team back, so that you send your main team out after them, kind of
Mm.
like preempting, and they're just
Mm-hmm.
trying to juke you to pull your main march off the wall. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm patient enough that it doesn't really work, but I've seen it work often enough on other
Mm-hmm.
people that maybe that's a thing people practice. Maybe that's something they give it
It's
some time with.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you can get them to burn, they're going to be slower back so you can attack with their main off their wall. Yeah, it certainly works. Um, these cats must be pretty damn strong. I don't know what's going on here, but Mewtwo Mewtwo disappeared from the mud. He was not able to hang, and they were quick to try to get Mewtwo out of there.
Yeah. So season 6, it looks like, I mean, are these just, so help me understand.
Sure.
Season 5, we had specific, unless it was open and unclaimed, we had
Yep.
specific windows during the day where we were allowed to contest cities or banks or whatever
Correct.
from someone else.
Same thing here.
Is that still same thing? Okay, so that was just an open
Yeah.
one that he
Yeah,
was just
like
getting in there and just scrapping,
same.
basically.
Yeah, so like, see, this one's now owned, and there's a protection stage of 2 days for this. So in 2 days,
Yeah.
this one will come up, right? And you'll have your windows of when you can fight, and then the same thing of when you click on it, you can see like their window right here of when they're can't be fought. So it could be war declaration, but if that war declaration ends and it's not in their fighting window, then it's actually the next window anyway that you'll see happen. So sometimes that can be misleading with the times because this isn't always when it comes up. It depends if this
Gotcha.
time happens to end in their declaration window. So,
Got it. So they can buy themselves a
oh,
bit of time, huh?
I think I might. Am I on? Am I on? Yes, we are on. Get a capture going here. But yeah, it's the same concept. It's a lot bigger with the map. Unfortunately, for season 6 stuff, like you guys, I can't necessarily get into the map and show the whole map scene and everything else. Sometimes we have stuff on there that we have plotted where we're going and things like that. So unfortunately, I can't do that right now. As we get a little bit further, we will, and then I'll explain. As we get, deep into the season where it's almost over, I can explain back. I plan on talking about strategies and hopefully to help on. Maybe after the season's over, maybe we'll have like Doberman on, and Doberman can explain to you the team strategy and how we did. Then again, I guess it depends on how we do. So if we didn't do well, then I don't think you'd care what the strategy was. But if we do well, then you may want to know it. So yeah, but it's the same concept of this, of, you know, capturing. These are the fishing. We have the fishing grounds, and the same with the you have cities as well. So this one's like wetland assembly. So there's cities that you can get, and there's or villages type thing. And then each server has its own capital grounds, and then there's the main capital ground. So we haven't started destroying yet. We're not destroying other cities yet for other servers. We haven't destroyed anything yet. We're just capturing land and moving around the map still at this point. I can tell you though, it's getting closer. Like we've had one battle already that I posted live. Any battle that we have, I'll try to get on live. But there'll definitely be more battles as we progress. No doubt. It's going to get insane. This season, I can tell you so far, about a week, maybe this is day 9, day 10. This season so far has been my favorite, like, into the season. Last season I said was my favorite season because of the fighting. Not because of how things are. You guys know the handshake thing was a bunch of bullshit and everything else that we went in. But the fighting was great, and I play this game to fight. So the fact that we had so much fighting last season, I was fighting with Hulk and the team and the crew, and it doesn't matter that we were teamed up on. The fact that we're able to fight was awesome. So I loved it personally. It was a personal thing. I get everybody's problems with it and why people did not like it. This season, I'm loving even more than last season, because I feel like the same amount of fighting is in this season, although we haven't seen it yet. You can tell it's shaped up to be the same as season 6. They just made it so there's the handshake bullshit is out, and these teams have to fight now. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
all those teams that are sitting there all scared and don't fear they're not going to get the top reward, so they make the handshakes. No, this is you got to fight it out. You got to fight.
one of the most ridiculous things that I've seen in terms of those agreements is before the season even started, people saying, "Hey guys, just FYI, we made an agreement not to attack each other on our outposts with the opposing strongest enemy alliance." I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. Come on.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit. Fight. Like, that's the point of the game. Like, that's the entire
Exactly.
purpose. If you're not going to go after him and you're one of the strongest alliances in our faction, that means you just gave them free reign to shit all over everyone else. So good job. Mission accomplished.
Amen. Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I keep swiping that chat over. I don't know why it does that for the thing. I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, every now and again on your screen, like Word will pop up for a second.
No, Word does so because I take it off the screen.
Okay.
I take it off the screen to like see whatever, like to see the chat, the to see Mewtwo's link. So I can go to the chat. So I went to his thing. But now the chat's gone.
Nice.
So I fixed it. Problem solved. I'm telling you, so many like things to like care about and worry about, like, because you don't want to be so careful of doing all this. Like, it's just can't be cautious enough of this.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got this. So Mewtwo 55Ts hates him. Yeah, well, you know why they hate you, Mewtwo? Because you probably ripped apart half their server at some point. And you do it for most. So that's why they hate you, brother. Not with all VIP teams here. Yeah, we have a great season grouping. Thank you, Ian, by the way. Eric, are you guys lagging out too? Us on the older servers? No, I got no lag so far. Cero, you got lag?
Yeah, just during we had that the outpost fight today. But I mean, you got two full servers going at it. We had other people popping into the mud. So, it's like SVS. It's just chaos. The old cell phone overheated on me a couple times, but that's just how it goes.
I had no lag, but then again, I was on PC for a lot of it, so
Yeah, to be fair, on PC, I don't have any lag at all. Like right now, I've got it up on I got like the game up on one, I got the stream up on the other, and I'm not having any problems on PC. On the mobile though, it struggles a bit more.
somebody sent me a picture of them how they play the game, and they had 2 screens and 1 tablet. They had 2 different computers when they were like running 3 different things. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
So
yeah. One of my good friends, MQ, she runs. God, at one point, I swear she had like 3 accounts that she was running simultaneously. And the thing is, she was really effective with them at the same time, like teleporting and fighting and coordinating. I was like, listen, I'm barely keeping my ass off of the fryer here. I don't know how the hell you're juggling around and getting both your accounts in place. One of my other friends now, yeah, she was also doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe there's a specific talent that they have to manage multiple accounts at once, but I'm getting by with one, and somehow they're fighting and they're ashing people and chasing people down on multiple. So that's impressive in its own way.
absolutely, 100%. I've said it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I cannot handle an alt account. I can't do it. Like, I try anytime that I can play the game, I try to give to my alliance. So my time, if I can chat, if I can, give an egg and give blah, blah, blah. I can't possibly worry about managing that on multiple accounts with multiple people and all that. To me, I just found for myself, and I tried the alt thing, I just tried for myself that I wasn't giving 100% to my alliance. You know what I mean? And I found that early on, and I didn't like it. Like, I felt like I'm committed to a specific alliance, to a specific server of what I want to give all my attention to, all my, for them. And I don't want to be on some other server, on some other account doing something else if, I could be spending time with them. So, yeah, I'm a one server guy. I can't bounce around.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's not the life I want to live. So,
yeah. Plus, it means, folks know they can count on you and folks know that they can depend on you. Then, they'll reciprocate that in kind. No one wants to be second fiddle, right? No one wants to be the side piece.
I can tell you that, Cero, right now. There's no doubt. Like, the only time that there is this wishy-washiness is when you're figuring out where to transfer to. Done it multiple times. But once you actually pick whatever server you're going to go to, that's it. That becomes your server. You know what I mean? It has to be that way. And you can have old, it doesn't matter. Any server that you came from, you can certainly be friendly. You can do this, that, and the other thing. But when the chips are down, you have new family. They're priority at that point. It doesn't matter anymore, right? So, yeah, that's just how I've always rolled, no matter what server I went to. And that's partly probably why I don't want to be on some alt, because I'm so, committed to the actual server and team that I'm on. There's 100 friggin' people just in your alliance, plus all these other people on the server. It's not like you really have time to go learn 3 other servers. Like, I got so many people to try to, figure out on the current server and environment. So,
yep.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're necessarily not reaching your full potential, Cero, by by jumping around. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's impressive. It's impressive to me. Oh my god, it's impressive to me that people can manage that.
Yeah.
Oh god. Max hero weapons all 30.
Oh god, he's awesome. He's something else. He's something else. A character in himself, this Arrow. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, I mean it's like it's impressive in its own right that people are able to do that. Just like right, like some people are able to get frontline breakthrough, and they're always in the top of the leaderboard every single week, and they're always crushing it every single week. And I don't know if it's a pattern, but MQ in our alliance is always at the top of the leaderboard, and she's always kind of crushing it on those additional ones. I just think that when you have a talent or a skill that isn't practical or isn't really get an opportunity to flex that muscle in other parts of daily living, but you can keep it organized and manage all those things at the same time. I mean, it's impressive in its own right. It's just not for me. I'm with you.
Right.
I give 100% of this. There's entirely too many red dots and entirely too many things for me to care about. Even in the 30 minutes after reset, and I'm still kind of processing and chunking through this stuff, I couldn't do it. It's not for me, but I respect the people who can pull it off successfully. I know some people who haven't pulled it off successfully, so it's not for them either. But
they
the
like
people
to
who
try. They like to try.
yeah.
I mean, I think free to play accounts is probably a little bit easier. I think you're less committed as opposed to also putting any kind of like financial money into the game, into your server, into one account. It's probably a lot easier moving around, like being a free to play player, where literally you can cut anything out and not care anymore, right? So, hey, thanks, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I did hit 300. Where are you in the game? How do you know this? Antonio? Who's Antonio? He knows this. But I want to know. I did hit 300. I went over 300 million hero power. So it was a kind of a big deal at the time when I did it. So I don't know who he's doing. Thanks, Mewtwo. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It's a big mountain to climb to get over 300. It's no doubt. No doubt. Now the next push is like the 400, so it's a long ways away. Long ways away. Okay, so reset. I did want to go into a little bit. It says, thank you, Arrow. You said you were going to say silent, but thank you. Love fucking with him. Arrow, so I got two things I want to get into the Kim shards, but also I wanted to talk about the bounty hunter real quick. So I did the bounty hunter stuff. I completed everything, so I have all my. Thank you, Perry. Appreciate you. I'm up to 4,000 today after the last buy. So that means I was able to get 1,700 is what I ended up with this time. So I went from 2,300 and 1,700 have been my 2 days. So far in 2 days on bounty, I am already 4,000. What I need personally to get is 2,250, 4,250, 5,250. Personally, that's what I need. I need 5,250, and I'm pretty good. I'll be all good at that point. I usually get the level 5 drone boxes as well for myself. I am not right now, only because this is my first time going through the bounty, and I need to understand what it is. Yeah, Sammy, I buy all the speed ups. So I'm in season 6 right now. I don't know where you are, Sammy, but I'm in season 6 right now. So season 5, season 6, I have to fight so much. I need so many troops. Speed ups are a priority for any spender in the game when it comes to these seasons. Now that we're trying to get as many troops as possible. So speedies are incredibly important. It's like next to stamina for us. So if you are, in any case, you have to have speed up. So I'm quite sure somebody like Mewtwo, I don't know. I'm quite sure he'll tell you he's probably buying everything out of that store for the speed ups. I would be assured he doesn't have that many speed ups to be able to make those troops. So, yeah. So if that comes around, and the other one I think is glittering. I think glittering has the speed ups. So any kind of speed up that's in glittering, I will clean that out as well. See, told you. Yeah, Mewtwo knows. Yeah, we need them. We just need your team counts on you. To be honest with you, like ask if you're in Alliance, you can ask your top people, your spenders, and I bet you they're buying out. They probably normally wouldn't. Your bounty, you probably don't care. You get enough speed ups as you go across. But because the season has so much uncertainty, you don't know. Like you could not fight right now, and then you could fight like you 3 times in a day. You could start like right now. You could see all my troops right here in my drill grounds. I can all of a sudden have out of nowhere 2 wars break out where I'm supporting somebody, come back. I have no troops. How am I going to get those troops back? Is it going to be acceptable for you if I tell you, oh, we have a fight on Saturday? Sorry, guys, I can only get 10,000 troops. Are you going to be happy to hear that if you're in the Alliance? Probably not. So, yeah, we're stuck in a place of if my drill grounds are empty, I'm creating 100% creating them. And I can tell you it's probably about 60 days every time I have to refill my grounds. So, there you go. Yeah, it's about 60. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is to get the level 10. I think it's like a day plus or something. Tell me? I don't know where it tells us. I guess that's 1 day right here, right now that I have left. So it's close. See what I mean? Though it's over a day, right? And I need 60,000 troops. So I'm 63,000. So if I'm empty, I have to get all level 10 troops. Just picture that I'm probably around 60 days. That's the reality of what you're going through. So you go through in a hurry. I have to be able to refill those drill grounds at any moment. And that's used in 60 days. And that doesn't count. A lot of times, though, like the hospital stuff, not a big deal. Like my team will heal during the battles and stuff. You guys will see me just heal constantly doing that. So not that big a deal. Yeah, speedies are incredibly important. So coming in, that is Bounty Hunter right now, everybody. I can tell you so far, I have not had a problem with Bounty Hunter. We are 2 days in, and I'm already 4,000 tickets here for this event. So I know the high spenders are more probably looking for 12,000, 14,000. But I'm going to tell you, all of these changes are not a bad thing. Pumping the brakes on some of these high spenders is not that bad. When we start talking about people in, server 1800 where VIP 18s, then that's ridiculous. That's just people are buying too much, and it's not fun. Why would you want to be in server 1800 and have one person have a 60 million march or an 80 million march or something crazy, and everybody else has like a 20 million march? How does that make the game fun? Like it's dumb. Like it's just you're ruining the game for 97% of everybody else who's playing because you happen to have a shit ton of money you're spending. Like, cool. I don't want to be in your pockets. Like, spend your money the way you want, but I also don't want to have the game ruined for anybody else who's playing. And at that level, when you start taking it to the max where you're so far ahead of everybody, where if you're in a building, nobody is capable of getting you out, whether they do rallies, whether they hit, there's no strategy. It cannot get you out of the building. You by yourself are winning wars, capital wars and stuff. You're completely changing the way the game is played when that happens. There's no way to overcome that. And so, yeah, it's not, I'm sure it's fun for your alliance. I'm sure it may be even fun for your server. But it's not fun for the 150 other ones that are in your server range. So
And then what ends up happening is everyone just plans around you. And what happens is, okay, so if you're that dominating and that overwhelming, so you
Mm-hmm.
can forget about having a fair fight. You can forget about having fun in SBS. You can forget about the clutch moments that people are like, oh shit, I can't believe you got that guy. Yeah, it was crazy. We rallied him. No, I waited for his
Mm-hmm.
main team. Like, those are the exciting times when it's close, when you have
Mm-hmm.
a reasonable expectation. I can probably get this person, or maybe I can strategize a way around it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. That's engaging. People remember that stuff. Those are the things you talk about a year after it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're, just show up, and by just existing, you don't even have to press buttons, send team two to the building, and then no one else can literally do anything about you. I mean, at that point, you're not really playing the game anymore, are you?
No.
You're just kind of sitting there like a brick wall.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you. And you know what else happens is you form this reliance on that person where if they can't make it for some reason, and that's oftentimes why they're giving their account to another player to continue to keep it active, because everybody just falls apart when they don't know how to fight without it. They're so used to
Mm-hmm.
having that power, that person carry them, that they don't have to do as much, or they plan around it, that they fall apart when they're not there. It's just, I don't know. Listen, I know damn well, like you can just take the majority of. Granted, the game makes a ton of money. The game continues to push forward because it's making millions and billions and being at the top of the food chain in the store. I don't know that the game wouldn't exist though if it was midway up this and it only made, it was profitable and only made $10 million a year, or made $100 million. Who's to say, like, why wouldn't they keep making a game that's profitable, right? It doesn't have to be like
Right.
oil profitable to keep making an app. There's plenty of people who just go along and make an app that everybody enjoys as you continue to play it. So part of me just feels like, the people in this game that spend a shit ton of money, myself included, you can put me in that category. I'm okay with that. You could take us all out of the game, and the game probably is more fun. The game's probably more fun for people. It's just the truth. Because there's more people that end up being in that level playing field, that you have more equal servers, you have less people chasing around trying to recruit these giant, meal tickets for folks and, all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, for the majority of people, it's probably more fun when everybody's like 50 million. And then there's one person that's like 54 million or 55. And it's like, you're only separated by a little bit, But I think even so, even if you range and expand it out a little bit, I don't really think that it starts to be that far off when you have, a 10 million difference or a 20 million difference. I don't think that's really what started to the downfall of people's attitude towards it. I think it's when you ended up with 40 million difference and 60 million difference and like just this astronomical amount, and then other people chasing that amount. I think that's what put us where we are in this place.
Yep.
Where, whatever reason, whether it's laws, whether it's whatever, I think a lot of these changes are actually maybe coincidental. Maybe they didn't even mean to do it because they had to do it, is my point, right? But I just think that they actually are benefiting the game.
I think they are too. Like, one of the things that I loved about Desert Brawl is that it would sort your alliances by power. It did some math to try to match you up, but then it was a ladder style. So if you won, great. We're going to put you up against tougher opponents. If you lost, great. We'll bring you down a bracket to find more similar alliances. And eventually you settle into a pattern where you're having pretty consistent, really good matches week on week. It was the same with Canyon Storm. It's just more fun when there's the pressure of knowing that if you can mess this up, you can and will lose if you're going in there blind, but you pull it together, you have a strategy, you execute on it, there's also a chance of success. That's what people need. They don't need a guarantee. They don't need it to be boring. They don't need it on a silver platter, right? Just give them a chance to succeed, give them an opportunity to make mistakes and learn from them. Not, okay, this is hopeless because I'm in preseason and we have a first SBS and I'm up against a guy that's got tier 10 troops already when most people aren't even hit quarters 27 yet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I do.
It just completely unbalances it, and it just sets the tone for the rest of the experience.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. You know, and I also think, like, for example, we were going to get into this, right? The Kim shards. And this has been completely free. So now in a season, normally, this is the first season where they didn't have these $100 packs for the exclusive weapons, and only specific people got the perk of doing the exclusive weapons and getting all this stuff where it was just money, money, money. I actually think for spenders, this was a breath of fresh air as well, because they made it so you get more shards if you have power. So you're still getting more than, let's say, the free to play or low spenders. They're not getting as much as spenders are, because it's all based on the power that you can beat. But at the same time, it also took away hundreds of dollars that normally spenders have to pump out to get the exclusive weapons. And it's allowed them to really get the power for free. For actually one of the first times, I think, that we played the game. I don't remember them adding this much to the game for this sort of power for free. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but I don't.
And honestly, as impactful as it is, I don't know that they have. I think the closest we got a brief taste early in the code boss, where if you hit a certain milestone, you can get some red prints from the air boss.
Fair.
And that was great. That was great.
Yeah, fair.
And then it dried up.
Yeah, it dries up quick.
It
dries up quick. Yeah. I mean, everything. The building expansion they got money off of oil. The tech expansion, they got money from Valor. So obviously you get into the other things, T11s and the drone pieces, like all the other expansion things that they've done in the game. It's all been just driven about juicing spenders for every dime you can. And this was, at the very least to me, a breath of fresh air, because they found a way to benefit spenders, where spenders could still separate from having that bump up for spending in the game, but give it to them a perk for free. And then nobody else, even the mid spenders, don't have to worry about at least spending, right? Low spenders, you don't have to worry about getting the packs. You're just getting this all for free. So really cool. There's 6 days. I'm pretty dialed into this, so I just want to touch on this real quick to tell you where we are. And if you joined the show on Monday, you would have gotten some good tips on this from Koala. So I'll kind of mix that in here as well. I love this because your PvE, this environment, let's just talk about a couple things that impact this environment. It's PvE. So your core card, when you're if you're in Season 6, when you have the core card, or you're on your way to Season 6 at some point, you activate your core card and you can work in this environment. And you want to use it, you're going to get more shards, you're going to get more everything. There's 4 different areas that have opened up now in here. And in here are the prizes that you get. There's going to be an unbelievable amount of prizes. You're never going to reach the end. I believe this is going to be, if I had to guess, I would think this is going to transfer over from the season to your regular base at some point, where they're going to have this continue to go, where as you get stronger, you get more shards. I think this is kind of taken, if I had a guess, I would say this is going to take the place of something like Armed Truck, where, we do a very similar thing in Armed Truck, right? You would make it further. It's just in this way, they're going to allow you to get the shards as you move forward. That would be my guess of what they would continue to do here. It just makes sense, because there's like here I am. I've gotten to 4619 so far, and I'm obviously on the stronger end of my team here. And this is the whole server. So on the whole server right now, I'm 4th in total points of an incredibly strong server. And so you can imagine where everybody else is going to be. If I'm 4600, they're 3400. You see the 50th person is 3100. Is that person, right? So, but if you come down, just to give you that idea, because as you come down and look how high you can go, This goes to like 8,000 points. So
Damn.
yeah, but each one is giving you exclusive weapons. It's giving you different, like this, like universal, the awakening shards change, and then it's exclusive weapons. And so that would make me believe that they're going to continue to do it in the different areas. So I just want to kind of point that out. Each area has a buff, and you look at the buff, you know, what it is and what you're getting out of it. The important thing to look at is this thing too, right here, this tactic card buff here that they're giving you, and it's 40 right here, right now for me. So as we progress, like I told you, the tactic cards are coming into play huge in this Kim awakening shards, and I'm, you know, with the Diva shards and the test shards will probably be the same thing. The tactic cards, it goes by your highest level here. So I am all 9s right now, as you can see, right? As you move forward, it's going to continue to move up, and it can be, I can take that to level 15. 15. So when I go to 15, that's 15 times 4, that's going to give me 60. And this happens to go to 60. So that's what you're trying to do when you're trying to raise these levels up. And then you get, obviously, a bonus. As you can see, you get these bonuses as you raise the levels up here. And honestly, once you hit 60, it's all unlocked. So, and you know, if you're thinking, well, yeah, but QB, like, how are they going to do this? They get rid of the battle cards. How are they going to do this? My guess would be that everybody's going to be able to get to 60. Like, they've made it much easier this season to lift your levels of your battle cards. I talked about this earlier. They're giving you more. Oh, is it 12, Eric? I thought it was 15. Well, how do you get to 60 if it's not 15? And somebody told, somebody said I think they said they were 48. Without the plus, what are you saying? Plus, you get the 12 and then plus 3. Is that where you need to go? On 4 different cards, you have to get the plus 3. And that might be what he's saying. If that's the case, then I would sell my cards at the end of this. I wouldn't care what card it is. I would just get the plus 3. So, like, for example, my battle cards right now. Yeah, he says nearly impossible, but you know what? I've already figured out a scheme to do it, Eric. So I have a card here that's 1 plus 3, I think. Or no, I'm 1 plus 2. I don't have a 1 plus 1. I don't have a plus 3 card yet. But my thought is, I don't care what cards they are, plus 3 or whatever. Right here, I have one. 1 plus 3. Right here, Eric. So if I get 4 cards that are 1 plus 3, when the season ends, I would just sell all my other cards and pump up the 3s to make sure I'm at 60. So I get the max. No matter what. So yeah, I don't know. What's that, sir?
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, because why wouldn't I want the perk? When the season's, I don't know how long it'll go. Maybe like the Tesla, whoever the last one is Tesla Diva. Typically, it comes out pretty late in the season, right? Like when they release this stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but if I had the opportunity, that's what I would do. Is just try to pump them up to get this to 60, and get my shards as much as I could out of it. But anyway, so it lifts up as you go up the levels. 18. That's only 30. Yeah. So as you move this up, it just gives you more hero attack, defense, and then you're able to kill more. And then each area is kind of different. So you have one team, you have a second team here, you have a third team with air, and then you're going to have your fourth team is actually a mixed squad team here. Now, this is baby steps to where I was excited we were getting on the first day. We're baby steps. This would be great. I think the tweak that they need to make to this is, first of all, this needs to be PvP environment. PvE environment is shit. You got to get a PvP environment. That's number one. The second thing you need to do is allow us to make the fourth area whatever we want it to be. Allow us to pick what heroes we go against. let us customize this 4th area. And I don't care if you make it for the 4th area for rewards or not. Don't make the 4th area for rewards. But for like to really give us what we need in this game to take this game to the next level so everybody can test things out and play around and sandbox properly for all the different things. And no, by the way, it would only advance people to know like, oh, I should spend on this or I should spend on that because you could test it properly. That's the proper sandboxing we need in this game.
It'd be great. You can just pick your opponent, or what would be cool is if you could. I played other games that have PvP and arena ladders, like we do with Storm Arena and such. And one of the things it lets you do is duel a player, like 1-on-1. You can just challenge them to a duel, and you just fight their squad, whatever they got on the wall or whatever their arena formation is. You just do it unlimited. If they were like, a lot of the time they have to like accept a request or be friends if the game has a friends mechanic, but lets you fight people and just test things against people. Because see, what that would let people do is when you have something new or a new feature or a new upgrade, they can see how impactful it's going to be. Like today, Season 5 on my server, they just unlocked Morrison exclusive weapon. So I'm chasing down all the high-level missile people and all the other high-level air people just to compare different comps and different makeups. It'd be nice if I could just do that without having to find a truck or fish for a very specific arena opponent.
Yeah, I completely agree. Anything they can add is very helpful now. I mean, they used to have the arena used to be better, right? Like you used to be able to pick your opponent and do all that 1v1. But either way, I think that's the best thing they could do here. A couple other points I just wanted to make on here is because it's PvE, one of the things you can try when you're in here is your world boss lineups. Use your world boss lineups in here. As you can see here, my best missile so far I found is actually Fiona and Swift up front. No way this works in PvP. Again, we're in PvE. This is kind of my world boss lineup anyway for a missile, and it works great here. So I highly recommend using anything, just sandbox, the bottom line. Sandbox the shit out of this. You never know where your teams are going to be able to push through. That's number one. Number two, I want to point out the Koala said incredibly important information Koala had on Monday, which is so valuable. Watch these battles. Watch who's dying first. And a lot of you that don't have full mythic prints know where to move the mythic prints around. Don't just move your formations around. Also try to move your red gear around or your blueprints around in your gear. If you don't have full, try that. You're going to be able to advance further. And guys, sometimes advancing 1 or 2 is going to get you more of the shards because you might be close to the next level of it. So that's why I bring it up to just do that. Incredibly important for you to do. It's worth your time because it's free. It's like when you actually bust through, a lot of times you're busting through 10 levels, 15 levels when you find a new lineup. So I highly encourage you to do that. And I have one more for you guys. One more tip. Oh, yes. One more tip for you as well. Spending these. So far, as you can tell, I have gotten Kim here, Awakening, to 2 full stars. All right? Now, if you're wondering, like, how many Awakening shards do I have? I currently am sitting on 284 Awakening shards, universals, that I have not used. Strategically, I have not used them. So what you want to figure out, and I highly encourage you right now, at least if you're doing this now, and for all those, like, pay attention to what we end up doing with them. I don't know how far I'm going to get Diva and Tesla. So Kim is my 3rd team, right? I don't necessarily want to use all these shards on her right now, because she's on my 3rd team. So who do I want to get furthest? And what makes the most sense of how we're spreading them out? I can give this strategy very similar to what exclusive is, right? Where you say, hey, who's the next hero should I take to 30? And who should I do, blah, blah, blah. So you move them to where you want, but don't spend them all because you might want to max a hero. Also may not make sense to max a hero. It may be too many shards, and as you guys know, my big strategy of why I'm building my team with all 3 masteries and not doing tactical is so I can switch my Overlord around because I use 3 teams. So me personally, I want to have all 3 of them to have some because I use all 3 teams. That's the point of my builds. That's how I'm making my team. However, as a caveat to that, even myself, I need to have a number 1 team. There's a lot of benefit to still having one team that's a little bit stronger, that is still your number 1 team and your go-to that you use. So although I like to have 3 of them, I do want to have one that's always going to be a little bit stronger. Now for you, you may not have the luxury of having a second team. You may not have the luxury of having a third team for sure. I would recommend you do not use any of the universal shards on any but your T1. Great to play the game, great to move forward. It'll be hard for you to go, but well, a lot of you out there are hoarders anyway, so it probably won't be hard for you. But hold on to the universal shards. Now, if you get specific Kim ones, obviously use them. Who gives a crap? But I would say hold the hell on to those shards for your T1, folks. T1 is all that matters to most of you out there, right? You're building a second team, that's great. But let's focus on first team for these universals. That would be my advice to you 100,000,000%. You don't need to worry about your T2 and your T3. You'll get there. You'll get there and things are falling over. As I tell you, you'll eventually will build a second team. You'll want to get there. But what do I always say first? For my free-to-play low spenders out there, worry about your T1. Max that son of a bitch out. Okay? The overage will go to your T2 naturally anyway. We're still going to build a T2. It's just going to be the overage. Okay? That's my advice there.
And it makes sense. I mean, a lot of the times when a player, someone in the alliance is asking me, like, hey, I'm going to link you a battle report, or I got this thing. Can you help me out? Help me figure out what to focus on. A lot of the time, the easiest low-hanging fruit is let's specialize. You're not going to, I know you're trying to think, I need to keep up with this player, that player. Nope, just run your own race. Move at your own pace, and that means you gotta specialize. And guess what? If you did what the game told you to do when you started, and you have your Kim, and you have your tank teams, and you're telling all your buddies in Alliance chat, oh, I don't know why the hero tech is so cheap for tank, but I'm just going to stick to tank and see how this whole thing plays out. Monica's tip told me that Kim is the strongest attack hero in the game. Maybe there's something to that, and you went all in on tanks, then stick to your guns. There's going to be points where yes, it'll be stronger. Other points where it's going to be tougher because of what gets unlocked when. Tank comes into its own, really, and you start to see those tank players start to get some big wins. Season 3, low mid spenders, when you start looking at those mixed teams with Adam and starting to pull Scarlet in. And those aren't things that cost money, right? You can use your black market cash to unlock an exclusive for free, so you don't have to even pay money to do it. And then you just continue to specialize in your team. And that's how you keep up. That's what you do. You take the people who lack that focus and who over time it compounds, because focusing on one team means that you are that much better and you're able to specialize in that one specific way. And it just, it comes and goes as the seasons go in terms of which meta dominates the top. But you just run your own race, stick to your team one, and it's always going to pay dividends. Always.
Yeah, I love it. I totally agree. I think that's great advice. Great advice. So, all of you, if you have any other questions or things I didn't think of, feel free to reach out to me. No problem. We'll talk about for Awakening Shards. That's where I am. Like I said, I'll make another video. I'm going to do a little bit of video. We'll have more about how strong the weapon is as well for you. So, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? What the type of strength are you looking at for you tank? For you tank teams, it's very easy. I mean, I would just blow my wad right on all the exclusive the Awakening shards. Why mess around? Just push her right to the top as much as you can. But yeah, everybody else, I would say so. Mewtwo, you're holding all yours. I'm surprised to hear that you're gonna just put all your eggs in the Diva basket, huh? That's weird, Mewtwo. I would think you'd want to spread the love a little bit. But Then again, you can choose to spread the love as you move forward and know how many you have and what you have going. But Hulk Crash, if you're waiting on Skylar, that's a hell of a thing. So you're going to actually, your strategy is to save them for 3 seasons and never take advantage of them. That's interesting. Unless you were saying you were waiting on Diva, because that's who's released. Might be more what you were thinking. But you're going to make... Yeah, I don't know why you want to make Skylar so strong. But it'll be interesting, by the way. I mean, you know, similar to the exclusive weapons, it'll be interesting to see what these even are, what these weapons end up being. Like, you know, the awakening skills, I think, is a whole nother thing. Whether you find it to be worth it or not. All the skills are going to be different, so we'll see.
Yeah, I keep maybe I'm deluded, but I keep holding out hope that Carly makes her way back into the air team. Because I got to be honest, even with the tactic card changes, I'm probably still going to run Murphy in my air team come season 6. Unless those tactic cards really, really shift the momentum, the air specialized one really makes a difference. I don't know. I don't see it even during the off season when we didn't have the 4-1 card. The Murphy addition to the air team was so impactful that I couldn't see myself using Carly. They got to do something, man.
I find I'm using Carly. I use Carly in my air lineup. I find that the reports Carly against tank, a strong tank, is better. And then I find that my missile team is beating 4+1.
Nice.
Actually, watch. I just had this happen in the arena. One of my own teammates. I think it was, who was it? Vulture, I think. I beat. Look. For your information, look. So here's my missile squad against a 4+1 air, and it's 78.3. I'm making up 7 million on this squad.
Wow.
And it's
That's
missile
no
over
that's
4+1.
no lightweight Murphy too. He's got the mustache power and everything.
And look, no Overlord in this fight, right? He's ahead of me in exclusive weapons. He's ahead of me in right here drone. He's ahead of me in tech. His tech is in front of me. He's got 38% tactical to my 0% tactical. He's ahead of me in tactical. He's ahead of me in deco. He's ahead of me in T11. Ahead of me in Wall of Honor. Ahead of me in Overlord stats. Tactic cards, I got like a semi-advantage. He's ahead of me in cosmetics and ahead of me in other. Like, he's ahead of me in every single. He's got a 250 drone. He's got almost full chips. 702 combat boost. Mine 670. Every single stat that you want to look at.
He's on paper. He's got the advantage just about everywhere you'd want it. And are you using just the missile tactic card for this? Because that's the thing, right? That's the other catch. The nice thing about 4-1 is it could. I mean, I don't run mixed squads past the first team.
But here's the increase right here. I get the increase in damage when countered, and I'm reducing the damage taken. So 6% and 5.5%. He's getting a hero attack boost of 3% and a defense boost of 1.7. So yeah, I'm getting percentages here for my damage. There's no doubt.
But what's great is how much you're able to close that gap. Like, because that's 7 million is a huge gap at any point in the game.
2 stuns on this one. I think on there were 4 battle. I think I fought 4 of them 4 times, and I won 3 out of the 4. So I won that one, or this one. Wait. This one. So I won this one. I lost this one. I won this one. And I won this one. So I don't know either what the... This one had 3 stuns. And I won. And you know what's funny is I was actually winning and beating him in 3v3 when I was war leader. and then I went to engineer, and I couldn't beat anybody. I lost so much power from dropping war leader. I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
It is so crazy how much you drop. But then here, so I went, I went here, and this one was, how many stuns was this one? 3 stuns on this one. So let's see the one he actually won. Let's see if it was a stun win. Or if it was just a crit rate thing. No, this was only 1 stun. So it was most likely crit rate. Because that's the thing about missile. Sometimes missile flops too on your crit. You know, you'll see when you hit anything, like oftentimes when you look at your power against other people, it fluctuates, your missile squad. The fact I won 3 out of 4 is pretty good, though. Like, you know, I don't know if you fought 10 times, 12 times, whatever. It's just a point of, I know for myself that I've been able to tackle, like, a missile, I'm winning there, as I showed you, I'm making up 7 million difference there. But also, I've noticed when I fight strong tank squads, Carly's better than the 4-1 against strong tank squads. I've shown that as well. And I don't know if I have any. I would have had to fight. I'm trying to think of ways that I can prove that out. Oh, geez, look at this. They must be using. Yeah, I was going to say he must be using 4-1 because I show Carly with missile on this one. And actually, on my defense, I can show you that I'm actually doing that. So from my defensive perspective, I put McGregor with my tank squad. I've put Murphy with air, and I put Carly with missile. So I've done a complete mix-up this time around to see how it goes. Because I really wanted to test McGregor with tank. And so in order to do that, I had to leave a hole for my missile team.
I would think that he would do well with tank too, because like McGregor is one that I kind of warmed up to him. My second squad is missile, and what that means for me as a low mid spender, it means they don't have any blueprints on their gear, but they're all 40. The exclusive weapons are lightweight investment. They're all at 10, nothing past 10. They have their skills as maxed as it'll let them go. But McGregor was one of those that when I felt the difference in terms of being able to break through other people's second teams and being able to prowl around during SVS and knock people out and push people out of the mud with that second team. I really felt the improvement as I upgraded him. He was one that I was pleasantly surprised with.
I'm going to check to see. Let me see what... Doberman doesn't often change his stuff anyway. So Doberman's going... Where's Doberman? So Doberman's full. He's full air, full tank, and full... He's full everything. He doesn't use a 4+1. Let me see if Peanut is using a 4+1. No, Peanut's going full air. Peanut's using Carly. Who else was this? This guy was the third one. Let's see if he's using it. No, he's using... So the top 3 people in 3v3 are using Carly with air.
I wonder if there's a threshold or there's a point with her investment where you see that scooch over, because one of the quiet part, I guess, is once your exclusive weapon gets past 30 and you continue to upgrade it past 30, it starts to add power to the rest of your squad and to the rest of your team, right? I wonder if you have a high enough Carly, like at what point is it foregone, right? Like at what point does Carly just become the obvious pick? At what point does it flip over? And at low levels of investment, it definitely, I mean, you need very little on the low end to get Murphy to outperform Carly and the low mid spenders. When you're just basic level 10 exclusive weapon on Murphy is enough to feel the difference.
Agreed. Yeah, you only need 10. You only need 10. Yeah, and it's very effective. I mean, mix squad. It's effective to use. I've just found because I was missile. I had my tank. So twofold for myself of why I didn't choose. Number one, I was going against a lot of stronger tanks, like the stronger tank squads.
Mhm.
As I was facing them, and I found that like I was losing with Murphy for that, and as a missile as my main, I started facing more and more of the stronger tank squads as you progress. So I saw that,
Yeah.
number one. And number two, I started using my third team with tank. I was never using tank before. And I found that like tank with Murphy was so much better. Like where else did I have to use for tank, right? I have to make
Yeah.
my number one team weaker by moving somebody from like missile over to tank, like this McGregor, whatever. But then I make my missile team weaker, and that's my top team. And I
Yeah.
never wanted to do that with missile. I understand like 4+1, they have like Lucius is good with missile and makes it good. But the problem is you remove Lucius from air, and then your air team is complete garbage. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to remove Lucius from air to move it to missile when I use missile as my one. So then when I look at missile, everything about missile screams when you look at the skills of missile, everything about missile is off of missile. It's
Yep.
based on the number of missile teams in your squad max your skills for those heroes, right? So if you look at like Swift skills, and it's where is it? Just back to 3. Is it somewhere based off the number? Oh, right here. So burn is the maximum stacks an enemy can have is the number of missile vehicle heroes in Swift squad, up to 5. So his
Yep.
burn is more powerful if you're using 5 missile squads. And they have similar skills that say the same thing. Like Tesla says the same thing, I know. Tesla's is based off of like his inductive current is based off the number of missile vehicles in the squad,
Mm-hmm.
up to 15
Yep.
stacks. So like some of those just told me I don't want to necessarily do 4+1 with missile without some kind of battle card that's giving the advantage when missiles already being multiplied off one another.
And I think this speaks to a broader sense of when people listen to advice about when to run mixed squads or what makes sense for you. When you're fighting smaller players or medium strength players, you're really just trying to get your best team to beat
Mm-hmm.
their best team, because team 2, team 3, you got nothing to worry about.
Agreed.
They're not going to do anything to you. But once you start to get into a competitive part where you are running 3 teams and you have 3 fully functioning teams, it's a different ball game. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to someone for 14-15. True, he's one of the VIP 18 players that they have in MFT, and they were asking about tactic cards, about what do you want to do, and for some of the folks in that alliance, they were asking, what are the mixed squads, which heroes do we replace, how are we supposed to do it? And he said, all right, but on the high end, I'm someone who's competing in the top 5 of my bracket. I'm, chasing people. People are making plans and strategies. Where does the 4-1 come into play? And I told them, quite frankly, at the top end, the only reason you would ever go 4-1 is if you had a very specific player that was running a very specific comp that you were very specifically trying to counter. And that's when you start to experiment and find like some of the stuff that you found, right? Like you say, I'm coming up against these strong tank teams. I dropped war leader, I'm engineer, I'm suffering.
Right.
I need to find a way to close the gap.
Right.
That's when you problem solve for the very specific scenario you're trying to solve for.
Yeah.
And that's where the thinking shifts, your tactic card shift, your tech shifts in terms of the people that you're actually fighting.
Yeah, it's an incredible point to make that you sing this, because here I am. I'm talking from my level. I'm talking from whatever percent I am in the game and what I spend at this level. I'm talking from a VIP standpoint, VIP 17 standpoint, right? Of a high spender. When I start giving advice, I'm not giving advice based on my account. When I'm talking to people and telling them what to play, like 4+1 with Murphy works great. It's phenomenal. Listen, Lucius with missile, it works great. The advice needs to be specific to the player who's not building a third squad. Oftentimes you'll hear me ask you, when you ask me advice, to say, well, what's your spend level? It tells me how many teams you're building. Let me see your other teams. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to use your second team? It also comes into play with your second team, as I've been saying this over and over again as people advance. And, I understand that like low spend and free-to-play players have drilled it into their brain that I'm not worried about my second team. I'm never going to have a second team. I'm never going to I'm trying to beat that the hell out of them to be like, listen, you actually do start developing your second team. Your second team is playing a crucial role on your wall that you've never had the opportunity to see before. And the reason why we do things like counter your second team be a counter team would be if you're running tank and you're running into an air, you want to make sure your second team would be missile. Now the reason is because as you do develop your second team and you start to develop how to play the game a different way, that second team is going to slowly but surely become a weapon for you on your wall. So like that missile team hits your number one, your air, and sure, they're going to beat you. Obviously, no problem. They're stronger than you. But you reduce them enough. You reduce their power enough in a competitive environment where, let's say you're 60 million and they're a 70 million, or you're a 50 million and they're a 60 million. You reduce them to a 50 million or a 45 million. And when you have that second team on the wall now being a missile against, that or whatever scenario you want, like your let's say tank, let's say their missile is hitting your air, they get through it, and then they're going to meet your tank squad. And now you have that tank squad built up to be 45 million, let's say 47. Like it's not anything big. If your top team's 55 and your second team's 47, it's not solidified yet. But as it starts to be, you start hitting that missile squad now, a reduced missile squad with a counter on top of it, and you start winning. They can't get through your wall anymore. And your chips can just be 5, and you're slowly putting prints on. And don't forget, as you moved to tactical, you put 80%. Like I said, you're not splitting 40 and 40. It's so important not to split the 40 and 40. Don't rush to tactical just to save a few, valor. Don't worry. Make it 80, because now that second team is actually you're putting that mastery to good use. You're actually doing it. And then also you're as you finish your first team, because I can tell you right now, for free, by the way, because of this season 6, if you're not in season 6, I want to give all you people out there very much hope that have been looking at your exclusives and you're like, I can't develop these damn things. Look how many free exclusives I've gotten. This is from this week, by the way. This friggin' week. I have 24 already just sitting here. Right? So let me get these. Look at this. 283 I got in 1 week. 1 week. I got 283 exclusive weapons. They're coming from everywhere. This season is showering you with exclusive weapons. They're trying to get people to catch up. Whatever they're trying to do, they're trying to get you to somehow catch up in this game. They're 100 million %. Everything screams to it. Granted, it may be coincidence. I'm not going to say they made these pricing changes because they care about free-to-play low spend. I'm not going to go that far. I will not. But it's certainly benefiting you. And the fact that they're showering these exclusive weapons tells me something's going on. The fact that they're giving out red prints in the season just for the fun of it. They gave up, this new faction war. Everybody's going to get it, by the way. They're not just giving it to a handful of people. If you are participating in the season, you will get these red prints, period. Period. I don't care if you were the lowest of the low in your alliance. If you participate in this season, you are getting red prints. You will fish enough, you'll get enough, you'll get your points up enough to be able to get these things. Now, when the hell in this game have they given you out free red prints?
Literally never.
Right. So the shards, that go in here, coincidence, whatever you want to say, they're not making you pay for to get bumped up this year instead of the exclusive weapons for this season. You have the red prints that they're giving you out for free. You have the honor. By the way, all those folks that have gotten the honor points for the reds, you would be coming up on your 10 free ones coming up. This is like the 5th month. So if you weren't using them, if you weren't getting them out of glitter, and you weren't making whatever, and you were only collecting from the honor, this is the 5th month they're doing it for us. So technically, you are ready to get 3 sets of red prints in like another month or 2. When this season is done, like longer than that, it's because it's like a 3-month season. We're only the 2nd week. Somebody like Eric is going to get it. So you're going to have the honor store is going to have its 5th month, which is going to be a full set of red prints coming out of there. Your season points, if you have enough, you can spend. Which the way they did the season points this season, by the way, they're giving an awful lot. You can get a ton of red prints out of there. If not all of them, you get another set. And then from the merit, you're getting another set. 3 sets, full sets of mythic prints.
That's crazy.
Right? Considering
That's
how long
crazy.
you've been playing this game and how many sets you've gotten, the fact they're giving out 3 this fast. So they're doing the same thing with exclusive weapons. Exclusive weapons are just like handing them out now like candy. Just the way that they're trying to give it, which is great. I mean, it's great for people to 30. And I only bring it up because for all those that never thought they would get the 30 for their heroes, all of their heroes, and they're starting to, you're able to worry about your second squad's going to be at level 20. Okay, that's just my point out of all this to say. Your skill chips, you would be able to get your second team to 5 if you just like stopped and you worried about 5. Because to move up your skill chips to only a few levels, it's not too bad. It's when you get above 5, you start getting into 6, 7, 8, doing all that. It gets outrageous. But you'll be able to do that. So you can have a team where you're getting blueprints out of the honor store. You're actually going to have some skill chips to use. You're going to be able to push their exclusive weapons to 20. Listen, this is a legit second team that you can start developing. Your mastery is going to be at 80%. These are all things that lead you to have a wall that holds up to stronger teams. So it's just a new way to play the game that I know people aren't used to, even playing this game for 2 years and kind of thrown that out the window. And really have to pay attention to it because it's going to change your entire game to be able to play a different way where, hey, these people can't get through my wall anymore. It's changing.
And that is huge. That is huge. Once you start to playing around your wall, once you learn how to do hospital management, once you learn little tricks like using your March speed tactic cards or waiting for people to bounce. We were talking about earlier how people like to fake out the people they're attacking to try to bait them to sending their main team. Like it opens up an entire new dynamic in how you can engage and how you plan, how you attack, how you defend. And it really opens up a whole new layer.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, you're talking about you're going to get 3 sets of red prints. I'm on day 574. And up to this point, I've got 6 sets of red prints, obviously all on my main team. Mm-hmm. Being able to get a 50% increase in that in just one season, when it's taken me the better part of 5 seasons to get this far is insane. It's insane. Because here's the thing. What this opens up the door, and kind of your point, I feel like this opens up the door for them to add things like red prints back into events, or to add things like exclusive weapon shards into events. They pulled a lot of that stuff out of a bunch of different places. I still want to see people get their deco. I still want people to get their free deco boxes. I think that the thing that they did for New Year's Eve, was it New Year's or Christmas? I forget. Where it was a daily thing where you bargained down the price, but you could get a couple free deco choice boxes, so you can kind of flesh out your collection. And people say, which one should I get? Which one should I pick? Here's the ones that I have. Like those kinds of moves and those kinds of choices, they make it fun. They give you that. And the fact that they're starting to put this stuff in there, kind of maybe, I don't know, I guess we'll find out in the summer event and how it pans out. But early on, you could get blueprints and red prints from those events. So I'm hoping this kind of is them kind of loosening the purse strings a bit, kind of loosening some of their restrictions and making some of those high value resources and high value gains available in the event, because then it makes it exciting, right? Like I'll push my deco. I'll get new ones to level 3. You know, if I have enough shards and I can close the gap and get a level 4, fine, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
I'd rather take red prints 10 times out of 10, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm a long way from getting that first squad to the point where it's rock solid, and I've got at least all my red armors and all my red radars, and I can start thinking about okay, what do I want to do next? Is the chip even worth it? Like that's a more fun conversation to start thinking about. And if I have the gold, I can even make the piece,
Right.
try it out for a bit, and then just eat the gold cost for science, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's some of the fun to do that. But I think you're right. I think it absolutely gives us an opportunity to think about, now that they're kind of opening up these different avenues to get these high power systems, it brings us into the next generation of planning for the game,
Right.
where we've been hyper focusing, even tonight we've been talking about how important it is to get that first squad as rock solid as you can. This is like, okay, now that we know this is a direction we're going, and you're worried about scarcity, you're worried about resources, you're worried about making the wrong choice, well, guess what? You can't make a wrong choice, because you're going to build that second team. Maybe you went with Kim in preseason and you switched to air because all your buddies told you to go air, but you still got that big fat Kim sitting there with her exclusive weapon that you bought in season 1. So excited, right? And now you get a chance to circle back on that and start to see some real returns on those investments. And long term, what it means is that, yeah, optimize, build that first team, focus on that first team, but really then it just starts becoming about, while you're working through that, the carryover, the spillover, the extra hero specific stuff that you couldn't invest anywhere else anyway. Now you get a chance and opportunity to start thinking long term on what that second team is going to look like. And before long, I'm coming into year 2 of the game, and I've got this first team. We're going to be pretty square by the end of this year on at least radars and armors and my red prints. And I can really start thinking about, maybe it's time to start doing blueprints on the second squad. Maybe it's time to start,
Well,
showing that missile team some more love beyond the lightweight, low spender time that I've been giving it. And it
yeah.
just starts to become popular. It starts to become a real point of discussion.
I think this really started to happen in the off season when we talked about, like, I hope they don't bring anything new out, like the second overlord on our servers, and anything new to develop, like anything like raise the headquarter level yet, and things like that. They spent 4 months really like allowing people to catch up a little bit, like catch your breath, like that's what I called it, right? Like, don't come out with anything new. The gap was too far apart from, and I throw out when we talk about the top level of the game, the 120 million, the 130 million squad. I'm just talking about the gap that was taking place between mid spenders and free to play. The gap that was just taking place in this game when it was, everybody was 70 million, 80 million, and people were like 50 million still. It was like, hold on, wait, I'm getting lost in this shuffle. I think not doing anything for that period of time allowed people to catch their breath. Don't forget, a lot of people were already capped. Even if you talked about their team 1, the people that had reached level 30 exclusive were already done, right? Well, that means that free-to-play low spenders are catching up to those first team. That's all you really care about, is the first team. You don't care about their wall. You weren't clearing their wall, so don't worry about what they were doing with their second team, what they were doing with your third team. Let's just talk about T1 versus T1, because that's all that really friggin' mattered, is you wanted to get your T1 good enough so that you could have 30 exclusives and actually be able to fight another person's first team. And so they're a little bit stronger than you, and that's where it comes in where, hey, if you cap out your first squad, you're going to be able to make sure that second squad of yours has at least a level 20, which is really the difference maker. It doesn't have to be 30 to be the difference maker. We talked about it today. Like, there's some heroes you can add at 10, and they're difference makers. Adam, Murphy, the people you're mixing in with mixed squads, they really make a difference at just getting to 10. So now you're able to get those heroes to 20 to make the teams actually solid at 20s. And you got a whole new game you're going to play where those same T1s that were before, but now you're able to have a solid T1 with those exclusive, solid T2 with exclusive weapons. And that's what's really happening. We're seeing it happen. We're seeing more prints come in. We're seeing a lot of this stuff. Again, maybe a coincidence. Maybe they're going to roll out more spending coming up. And, I think after this season for us, season 6, I think next on the horizon is probably makes the most sense to do headquarters. Makes more sense than a second Overlord, I can tell you that. I think
Way more sense than a second Overlord.
Yeah, just the Overlord stuff, just throw out the window. The tech stuff, I think that needs to be addressed, obviously, in our offseason. Hopefully they address both of those between season 6 and season 7, so you guys can see that on the horizon, and we can better help you out there. But yeah, I think just to sum it up, I think that's where we started to see the difference, and you are seeing a difference now. It's going to give new life to the majority of people that play the game. The free-to-play low spenders that we keep talking about, and a new strategy for you to build out what heroes you're going to be looking at, what weapons you're going to be lifting up, what teams you should be using, getting those right. And again, it's an incredibly important point to say understanding why you're picking the second team, what that second team makeup is incredibly important. So, anyway, I hope that's interesting enough for everybody to know what's coming down the pike. To learn. I think that's all I had to share for tonight. Anything from you, Cero, in closing?
I'd say that it's great to be able to see the stuff that comes up in the new seasons and to start doing long-term planning. It's never too soon, it's never too early to just take a quick peek on what's coming up, so that way you make better decisions in preseason, season 1, etc., and you know what's coming downstream. And so stuff like that, that's what makes this stuff interesting to me, because it helps me start to think about what are some of the long-term plays I can do now. And so I always find this really useful. So I appreciate you taking time to go through it.
Yeah, I appreciate you joining the show tonight. Last question of the evening. So Adventus, I think it's Adventus. What's the best setup for season 5 and for missile teams? So leading into season 5, the best lineup that I had was Fiona out, Marshall in was my go-to missile lineup for season 5. Once, especially because season 5 still had the 4+1 card, and let me tell you, 4+1 Marshall with missile, man, it was the shit. Loved it. However, Fiona does come out first in the season for missile, and I found it hard at this point as a main missile for me. Having, by the way, it's a caveat of having a second as my heir. I find it hard to get away from having 5 exclusives with Fiona in the lineup. So Marshall does still work and shake in as good. It's just not as good against other as well. It doesn't work anywhere nearly as well as it does prior to season 5 with 5 exclusive weapons. So I recommend using Fiona as your 5 missile. If you're not using air and you're a 1-team missile person for some reason, obviously Lucius works great mixed in for missile. If you're begging for a 4+1 squad, they both work, Marshall and Lucius. But for myself, I at least at that point I had 2 teams with air as my second, and go 5 exclusives for missile. That's what I would say. Again, and more the point of what I just pointed out a little bit ago, that the way the team is set up, the skills work off one another when you have 5 missiles in the lineup. So having 5 exclusive weapons, it's hard to get around it. So
yeah.
Anyway, I will finish with that for you. All right, folks. Thank you, Cero, for joining us tonight. Awesome as always. You can catch Cero on our Discord, discord.gg/joinwwc. The man is there pounding out answers and questions and talking to the community like nobody's business. Catch him with BB, also Bun out there, who finally got her chat back.
Yes.
The universe is thankful that Bun can finally chat once again. You can catch her out there as well. So, as you guys know, you guys could have been anywhere tonight. You chose to spend it with us, and for that, I truly appreciate you. For Cero, I'm QB18, out.